firstly, I'd just like to do a welcome to country. So welcome to knowledge of traditional owners of the country throughout Australia and recognise the continuing connection to the land, waters and culture. We pay our respect to the elders past, present and emerging. Just to bring attention that this is the fourth of a series of webinars that we've been running. And so there's a fourth. The other ones are available on YouTube, and I'll put the link in now into the chat. So if you want to catch up on the other webinars, they're available. So I'd like to introduce the speakers today. So I'm Andrew Smales. I'm a director of Raiden AI that represents Expert AI in Australia. I have over 30 years experience in data management. I first came across Expert AI 10 years ago in researching the most effective way to extract information from a large amount of unstructured data held by governments and private organizations. Andrea Picotti is a seasoned expert in AI industry, particularly in applying natural language understanding and automation technologies. In his business development role at Expert AI, Andrea leverages 20 years of experience in sales management within the financial services, IT, data, and marketing sectors. His technical expertise includes developing and implementing AI-driven strategies that help organizations extract valuable insights from unstructured data, thereby improving decision-making processes and operational efficiency. So I'd also like to introduce Claudia Topicu, is a solutions consultant and computational linguist specializing in AI-driven knowledge solutions for the insurance industry, leveraging deep expertise in information in text using hybrid AI, integrating NLP, machine learning, large language models, and neurosymbolic approaches. She has helped many European insurance companies streamline operations and drive measurable outcomes. Claudia guides clients through the complexities of AI-powered automation, unlocking efficiencies and enhancing decision-making. By bridging the advanced technology with practical needs of insurance organizations, she ensures that innovation is implemented efficiently and transparently without compromising reliability. So the agenda today is that Andrea will give a brief introduction to Expert AI, and then Andrea will do her presentation on the simple, effective approach to complex insurance claims. Then we'll have the question and answers, and then I'll just briefly introduce the next webinar. So over to you, Claudia.
Thanks, Andrew.
Oh, no, Andrea.
No worries, Andrew. Thanks. Good afternoon to everyone, and it's a pleasure to be with you today. And as Andrew said, I will just share my screen and share a little presentation to introduce expert.ai, so that leave the stage to Claudia for the full presentation concerning workers' comp. Okay, a couple of messages about expert.ai, who we are, how we make AI, and the key message here is how to solve real business challenges as the work comp that again Claudia will talk about in a few minutes. So we are an AI company. We've been established in Italy more than 35 years ago, and in all our history, we have always focused ourselves in implementing the most scalable, sustainable, and lasting AI solutions. During our growth, we have been listed to the Euronext Growth Milan Stock Exchange in 2014. And after this step, we expanded our presence in Europe and the United States. In the company now, there are 260 people, more or less, Europe, United States. And Italy, we work with large corporations, government, and agencies that represent our key customers we work with. In our history, expert.ai has always tried to use the most advanced technique available in order to implement their projects. That means that we use a proprietary stack that we define semantic analysis or symbolic analysis, that you will see how it's important, in particular in regulated industries, and all those use cases that would require the clear traceability and explainability of the results. The combination of the semantic and symbolic AI with other techniques like machine learning, RPA, big data, recently large language models, and agentic AI is what has always given us the possibility to scale and to express the maximum results in implementing solutions for our customers. So our mission again is focus on a clear and successful adoption of AI in the critical processes of our customers. This combination of different techniques is what we define hybrid AI capabilities, has been recognized by Forrester as something that clearly emerged out from the market, and it's something that is clearly giving our customers the possibility to deploy AI solution and find the right results and set the right expectations at the end of the day. So in all the 6 verticals we are active, and you see here an overall picture, the company we work with have always appreciated in expert.ai again the results, the possibility to scale to a large volume of documents and to inject and adopt AI in the key processes, in the core processes of the different verticals. In insurance, for example, we support different families of claims management, and you will see with Cledia a typical area of claims that is the workers' comp application. In banking and finance, we work with different banking groups in Europe, and we support them in key processes like AML, KYC, or the risk analysis of their customer base. Healthcare and pharma, big pharma that uses expert.ai for submissions for clinical trials. So key areas where a big pharma is investing and researching for developing new products. And in the other verticals, we support publishing and media, government and intelligence, and manufacturing and energy utilities, which is the most recent vertical that we are expanding right now in Italy. As I said, in all those verticals, our approach is develop specific solutions. So our technology can combine with other techniques, with other software. We are a full API REST stack. And this combination of different solutions and technologies is what is granting the real results and the real adoption of AI in these 6 verticals. Today, we will focus on one specific area in insurance, that is the claim and service automation, in particular for what concerns health. And Cledia will show you how our solution works in the workers' compensation process. That is a mandatory insurance system, in particular in US, but thanks to Andrew and his team, we discovered it's quite well used in Australia and in other countries as well. And it's a typical process that gives the employee the possibility to ask for reimbursement in case of injuries of illness, covering medical expenses given by the company. So in Europe, all these processes covered by public governments, but in a company like Australia, this process is managed privately, so by a private company, and this would require a huge amount of documents and information being analyzed in order to cover the overall process. So having said that, I will stop here, and I will leave the stage to Cledia for continue with the presentation of the solutions and the demo of the overall platform. Thanks.
Thanks, Andrea. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Great. Okay, so let's begin. Hi, everyone, and thank you for being here today. Today, I will walk you through the complexity of workers' compensation claims and why they present unique challenges for automation. I will focus on the shortcomings of traditional AI in this space. And of course, I will be handling the topic of how a hybrid AI approach Combining machine learning, symbolic AI, and large language models is the key to creating a system that is accurate, transparent, and compliant. As we all know, we live in an era of automation where AI is transforming industries at an incredible pace. But when it comes specifically to workers' compensation claims, automation is not just about speed. It is about precision, compliance, and a deep understanding of complex legal and medical language. And this is where traditional AI models often struggle. They may be great at processing large amounts of text, but they lack structured reasoning that is needed, and it is a priority for legal and insurance-specific compliance. As you can see on my screen, I am going to cover our technology as Expert AI. We leverage 4 distinct AI techniques to create a hybrid approach that provides contextual understanding, where AI understands meaning and not just words, compliance and accuracy, where decisions are aligned with legal and industry standards, predictive insights, where artificial intelligence detects patterns, trends, and anomalies even over time. And of course, scalability and flexibility too, because this system handles diverse tasks from automation to complex decision-making as a support, of course. As you can see from the components, we have ML, which can find patterns in data. It can improve over time, but also it can lack explainability. NLP, which extracts meaning from text, but also can struggle with legal and domain-specific nuances. We have knowledge models, which encapsulate, let's say, expert knowledge to provide structured human-like reasoning. And lastly, we have large language models, which of course facilitate a very vast set of tasks. So much like covering all sides of a hexagon, the optimal combination of AI techniques results in a more comprehensive solution. So by leveraging multiple models, we can achieve a synergy where strengths, component weaknesses, leading to a system that is not just fast, but it is intelligent, reliable, and compliant. So this is, for us, the approach that ensures AI-powered solutions that can support and help insurers navigate complex and high-stakes environments such as this. So in summary, the hybrid AI approach is not just about an improvement itself. It is a necessity for developing such systems that are powerful and trustworthy. Okay. At any time, of course, you can stop me, but I will be going on to the specifics of the hybrid approach. Okay, so as I was saying, the next generation of such solutions must go beyond basic automation, because the field of workers' compensation claims needs a smarter approach. Every day, we have insurers that receive huge volumes of claims documents, each containing critical information buried with legal and medical language. And all our distinct techniques can assist you in that, can help you in that. So imagine processing a workers' compensation claim as navigating a complex maze rather than following a straight road. Each document, whether it's a demand letter, a medical report, or a claim form, is like a different pathway in the maze. And without clear signposts, you might take even a wrong turn, miss an important detail, or end up even in a dead end. So our approach serves as both map and compass, because it integrates deep domain knowledge with structured data to help you navigate those twists and turns efficiently and accurately. We start off by enriching data with intelligent document processing, which is our own proprietary IDP, which is able to recognize document structures, extract key details like names, dates, and medical codes, but it also classifies documents into categories, medical reports, legal forms. And I'm just going to show you a very brief demo of our proprietary IDP. So here we have a PT and chiropractor node. I just uploaded it into our own IDP, and we have a set of, let's say, tabs where we can look at different perspectives of the layout itself, tables if they are present, which for this case they are, lines, words, a table of content if one is present. But we also have a set of plugins which are provided automatically. So there is absolutely no type of neurosymbolic technique behind this. These are zero-shot extractions that are performed automatically by our IDP. So there is no symbolic reasoning behind it, and not even a large language model. So there is no prompting. These are specifics of our technology that we are able to provide out of the box. We have also an invoice plugin, which is able to provide details for invoices, such as this one, where we are able to, let's say, support the customer into navigating the invoice itself with explainable data points. So this is the base for our technology before moving on to transforming unstructured data with knowledge modeling. So I will be going back to the presentation. So as we know, knowledge models convert unstructured data into structured, meaningful insight. And this is what allows artificial intelligence to truly understand what the documents say. So not just extract keywords. And we also, the last step is that we ensure data reliability with guardrails. And how we do that? We do that by controlling the flow, so allowing for flexible and precise routing of claims through different stages of processing. And this ensures us that each step is contextually appropriate and compliant. We perform quality control, such as because we have built-in checkpoints that validate data and decision-making at every stage. We perform regression checks too, with regular tests and validations to ensure that the updates or changes do not negatively impact systems or performance or accuracy. And of course, even working in a shared environment too, a low-code, no-code environment, facilitates collaboration itself between human reviewers and AI. And we try to, of course, ensure data privacy with strict protection of sensitive information at every point in the process. So this approach ensures us that the interface and underlying technology provides a user-friendly experience, yes, but also a high level of security, consistency, and regulatory compliance across the entire claims process workflow. Okay, let me move on. Okay, so now let's dive a bit deeper into the medical claims package handling environment. As I was saying, every day insurers receive these huge volumes of claims document. Often they arrive as inbound mail, and they include demand letters, medical reports, worker status notes, and diagnostic studies. And this is a very important challenge because these documents are unstructured, complex, and they require strict compliance. So traditional AI models, including LLMs, struggle with legal and medical terminology because AI can often misinterpret critical details. Regulatory compliance, because claims must, as you know, follow jurisdiction-specific rules. And of course, a lack of explainability. So because AI should and must provide clear and traceable decision-making, and it should support, of course, the client and the insurers in that. As you can see, we are going to illustrate two specific types of approaches. So the one that you see in gray that separates into two pipelines is, as we call it, the traditional approach into handling such packages. So the document, the inbound mail, gets processed with a very standard IDP. So the IDP acquires and converts the documents as they are without enriching the layout itself or the text itself. And with that, we can reach through the neuro-symbolic approach quite, let's say, high precision and recall, but still it is not a satisfactory metric to us. With the neural 100% large language model approach, we achieve a bit higher percentage of precision and recall with 100% token use. So this would be very costly. What we focus on, so what challenges us most, is that we are able to incorporate our custom IDP. So we process the data, enrich it with the view that you saw before. And we also combine it with our neuro-symbolic approach using our own knowledge models and our own knowledge semantic web, where we add medical terms, legal terms, in order to actually enrich the text itself and, let's say, facilitate ambiguity. This leads to, let me go on with, this leads to a very high precision and recall for both the symbolic approach and the neural approach itself. And as you can see, we have a bit, let's say, lower percentage of tokens, since the custom IDP is able to, let's say, clean through the documents, the email itself, and can perform a sort of triage in order to better understand the claim package itself. What is to us the best of both worlds is the hybrid approach. So the last and foremost, the most important technique that I am presenting here. Because the hybrid approach will combine the best from the symbolic reasoning and combine that with the high and very accurate, let's say, and vast techniques that large language models are able to apply. And this will lead to an overall improvement of precision recall with a very small and limited percentage of tokens that are sent actually to the large language model. Because by applying both techniques, we are not sending the entire claim package to the large language models, but we are just sending specific, let's say, segments, paragraphs, or even entire documents itself, but we are deciding that, we are routing that. And this allows you to optimize costs and even control them. You know specifically what you are spending in terms of large language model cost, and you know what document is being sent to that. So where traditional AI falls short, so accuracy, compliance, and transparency, that is where hybrid AI is transforming the actual insurance industry with faster, and compliant and even more cost-effective claim processing. So this supports the insurers to deliver better and more reliable automation. In my final part of the presentation, I will showcase our new insurance claims handler UI, which is currently under development. I am going to show you. We are actively refining and adapting it based on insights that we are gaining from multiple real-world cases, but also these types of contexts, so webinars. We welcome every type of feedback that you will provide us. Okay, so as you can see from the UI, this is the landing page where you will be having an entire list of claims packages that arrive. Let's go into a specific claimant name. So every name, of course, has been anonymized. So what you are seeing here is not private. As you can see, for Miss Lorelei Barnes, we have an inbound claim package that has arrived, and you have this specific timeline that allows you to understand even the specific time and date where a document has arrived from the inbound mail or not. And you can filter it by category, date of service, and severity. And on your right, you have a small summary of the medical package itself with the medication history, recommendations, and of course, for this specific claim, we have a couple of accident details and generic medical info, along with the claimant details. We can go into one of the specific documents, such as the hospital note, where we have the accident details and look at the extractions that were performed. You can even add a comment, validate them all, eliminate and delete them. So this is up to you entirely. And we will be adding even more features that will allow for quick interaction with the UI itself. So we will have a sort of conversational agent that allows you to ask questions and receive replies in real time. So this kind of approach will ensure us that the interface can align seamlessly with our enhanced AI-driven workflow, and hopefully it will optimize usability, efficiency, and compliance. Another feature that we are about to add is, of course, our alerts. So if we notice, of course, comorbidity, let's say connections between diagnosis and let's say conditions, we will be able to alert the claim worker that such an information was detected in order to prioritize it. So this is, of course, a tool that will provide the necessary support that optimizes the claim handling process itself. I think that this was a bit it for me. I tried to, let's say, explain the hybrid AI context as an upgrade, but also mostly as a necessity. And of course, I invite you all to explore how expert AI can transform the claims automation strategy. I would be happy to take any questions you have.
Lord, whilst we wait for people to enter the questions and the thing, I've got a question here about the, how much effort is it to implement this, the expert AI system into a sort of claims processing system, which might currently be manual. And so what's the level of effort in implementation and support, ongoing support?
Okay, so the level of implementation itself is very easy. We have a very scalable and automatic solution, so even the integration itself can work seamlessly. Everything that you see here is already available So we have our knowledge models that are even enriched with domain-specific medical terminologies that are continuously updated, so such as ICD-9, ICD-10, CPT codes, SNOMED codes, and of course, even the prompts for the large language models can be tweaked, can be customized, and can be updated, but the integration itself is very easy and seamless overall.
Who would normally maintain the language models, and can it be easily trained to particular semantics within an organization, or the terminology used within an organization?
Well, that can be, of course, done with the client itself if it's something that is of interest. But we usually do these industry standard updates that, let's say, ensure precise medical coding and claim validation. So we do that on our own regularly.
So what's the impact on a claims officer's role and tasks? Does it reduce the number of claims officers generally? Is it a major productivity tool, or is it a tool to enhance effectiveness?
It is a productivity tool, but of course, this also depends on the needs and requirements of the insurer itself. Whether the claim processing, let's say, implementation is structured and very collaborative, it requires an alignment, of course, between the entire teams. So we provide support for that, for the smooth integration. But overall, the tool itself serves as support because the subject matter experts are the insurer workers itself. So this tool will not make the decisions for you. Of course, the man in the loop is always needed because the SMEs are, of course, the insurers. So this is a productivity, let's say, tool. It will provide support, it will provide compliance, and it will facilitate the entire process, which is usually very tedious.
Okay.
If I may add, Andrew, Claudia,
yep.
The key benefits in order to evaluate the TCO of such a solution, a couple of other elements are, in my opinion, quite fundamental. The first one is the quality of the process itself. So the claim handler can detect strange activities like fraud, like parameters that could avoid, for example, the recognition of a reimbursement because I don't know that the alcohol limit was too high in an exam, or there were some other information hidden in the huge amount of documents that could again help the claim handler to do better their job. And the second point is the scalability. If you have a peak, if the company wants to expand or to extend the range of activities, this could generally represent a limit, but with a full solution like this, you can scale, you can think of manage more business without reducing the quality of the services and the level of the services you are offering to your customer.
Okay, thanks. So we have a question here. How easy it is to train the system on different types of claims, e.g. claims from consumers in relation to product claims?
Yeah, well, that is, of course, quite easy because, as we said, the workflow itself can be customized, but it is an automatic and scalable tool itself. So it is able to handle any type of claims. This one specifically, this type of environment is, of course, set for medical claims, but we are able to do that in many more contexts and industries. So yes, it will take very little time, but tweakings and even personalized, let's say, requests, whether to focus on a specific detail, it is, of course, well welcomed and easy to apply.
Yes, consider that in Europe and US, we manage also motor claims, pet claims, life insurance claims. So we cover the different line of business usually the insurance carrier works in.
And of course, even the knowledge model itself behind is personalized for the US context, for the UK context, and of course, it can be for the Australian context too.
So can it work with multiple languages? Sounds like in Europe.
Yes, absolutely, we can. Overall, we handle, help me out, Andrea, how many are there as a number?
We cover with our own knowledge models 15 languages. Thanks to larger language models and GenAI, now I would say that the spectrum of languages is undefinite. I mean, we can work easily in whatever languages the customer wants. The knowledge models part, again, is now being developed in 15 different languages, granting for those languages a higher accuracy and higher scalability, let's say.
Okay, well, thanks. So I don't know if the audience has any further questions, but thanks for that, Claudia and Andrea. Very informative. And so I'll just finish it off. One's come in. What does the tool do if it can't understand a technical medical term and it can't read the writing? Does it make an assumption?
Okay, so this is not, of course, a given. It will not make an assumption right away. The knowledge model itself, it will disambiguate the entire text, so it will assign a meaning. But this is a very, let's say, conditional process, as in there is a semantic web and we try to enrich the text itself. This is not something that a large language model will do. We will, of course, allow the system and the user itself to, let's say, eliminate an extraction, to tweak a sort of data point that has been assigned, in order to provide feedback to the system itself. So this can be corrected, but usually it is not an assumption itself. So for let's say the pathway that I explained before, so the comorbidity connection, it will connect treatments to ICD codes. So that is a sort of an assumption itself, but everything can be, let's say, corrected and handled by the user itself, because the user is the final decisioner, of course.
Okay.
Yes, this is a typical situation where the tool might also help to find a mismatch. I mean, if in the writing the system spots something different, for example, for what has been written in another document, it could raise a warning, say, here there is a mismatch. Okay, it's just, let's say, a problem of the handwriting, or it's something more severe, like, again, a fraud suspect or malpractice, for example. So anyway, as Claudia said, the system will never decide by themselves. It will always suggest and could always be corrected and curated during the process.
Okay, well, thank you. So lastly, I'll just talk about the next webinar.
Let me just add one final message, and
yep.
as something quite sensitive that we have seen together in Australia. Consider that all the expert.ai stack and capabilities could be 100% installed on-prem in a typical air-gapped environment, which is quite relevant concerning the level of information, the sensitivity of information we manage with workers' comp. So it's something that we have seen in a couple of customers with Andrew in Australia. And again, consider that given our experience in government and intelligence, all that you've seen here can be absolutely be installed in a on-prem environment so that you can have the full control and safety about the data management and sensible data cure. Sorry,
Okay,
Andrew, just
no, that's okay.
message.
Thanks for that. That was a good comment. Thanks. So the next webinar is on the 10th of April, and it's on regulatory compliance, because that's another significant use case relevant to AI, for the automation of compliance processes, particularly in industries like finance, healthcare, and pharmaceuticals, in risk management, analyzing patterns of data, adapting to regulatory changes, adapting and identifying them, enhancing monitoring and things like that. So that'll be the next webinar in April, on the 10th of April.